Every winter, you look at your electricity bills and you may think, what on earth happened? Well, our next guest not only has a possible explanation for this, but a solution, and it has to do with upgrading a part of your home that you may not always think about, your windows. Welcome back to the show, owner of Windows of Greater Tucson, Pat Doherty. Pat, thank you so much for returning.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Nice to see you here. We always talk about why your windows are the best, because they truly are a league above, but explain to our viewers who may not have seen you for a minute why they really are the best.
Absolutely. There's a little trick kind of in the industry that makes one window better than the other. And if you put it in tiers, like an A tier, B tier, C tier. An A tier window, if the window is over 3 inches, ours is 3 1/4, and 80 mil. That's kind of like an inside little secret.
Okay.
That makes it an A tier window. That's your big name brand companies. That's an A tier window.
Those are
so
the
we're
good
in an
ones.
A tier windows. Yes,
Okay.
the very good window. Because the thicker the frame, the more insulation, and you can build a bigger window. And it'll keep the heat and the cold and the noise out.
Got it.
And ours are all built in Yuma. So I always tell people, my claim to fame is you're buying an A-tier window for the price of a B or C. I don't have the overhead expense. I don't have the brick and mortar. I don't have all the other stuff. I always kind of joke and say that I'm a little farm boy out of Wisconsin. I can outwork everybody.
Yeah.
So I don't need a lot of overhead, which I pass it on to you, the customer.
Right. There's a lot of reasons why they're great. Of course, the affordability is a big part. You guys really have that friendly customer service too. Despite not being, you know, like a big box store, you really still deliver that service. And of course, we know that prices on these windows and materials for them may be going up, or at least for the materials to make them. Is that right?
That is very true. What a lot of people don't, and sometimes the media will tell you and they forget about it, you take a year ago, before the last year, all the fires in California.
Yeah.
On the northern part of California alone, there's 9,000 to 10,000 houses got to be built. The southern part, there's another 2,000 or 3,000. So raw material has gone up through the roof. A year ago plus, if you would have bought a 2x4, it's probably tripled since then. Plywood, drywall, everything. Now add the hurricanes, all of Houston, and now all the East Coast stuff. Even though they're East Coast, people say, well, that doesn't really affect your windows. But it does, because they only make so much glass in the country, and the handles and the latches and everything else. That's, you know, the difference. I mean, it's like the different kind of glasses I have. This is one of the things that makes us very unique, and technology gets better too, so they're always improving things.
Yeah.
This little glass, I call it the blue glass, where if a year ago, to get rid of heat, the best of the other glass, which is I kind of call the normal glass, would have been 20, 21 solar heat gain. Now, some people that doesn't mean much, but this gets down to 14, 15. That's the new technology. And for a while there, you know, last year and in the spring, they were so far behind making it fast enough because of raw material, that was even backlogged.
And so what people are listening, you know, you're obviously getting very scientific with the science behind these windows, et cetera, but what it translates to for them is the insulation that it provides, say, at all times of the year, right? Even when it's hot, whether it's cold. And that's the big idea with changing your windows out.
Especially on this new blue glass. The trade-off is it's a little darker.
Right.
But I went into a lot of houses that's an east-west house, and the heat is always a problem.
Right.
I'm literally on their Christmas card list. It's that impressive that it knocks it out.
Well, clearly a lot of happy customers, and we were seeing there a lot of pictures scrolling by of say, a covering for your patio. You call that a lattice cover. Those might be going up too in terms of price,
well, they went up big time in end of April, May because of the tariff, the aluminum.
Okay.
And now that they're talking about, again, towards the fall, and in the winter. I mean, I kind of jokingly tell people, order your windows in 18. We'll put them in even if we have to in 19, because in 19 they're going to go up. Last year we had one of the biggest window increases that I've ever seen.
Wow, okay.
Just because, again, raw material. They only can make, plus the fact that a lot of people start doing things. Everything kind of goes in a 10-year cycle. And now people start doing remodeling and start doing that, and
it's certainly something to keep in mind, and it's not something that you should delay, because as I was saying, it can affect the cost of other things, like heating and cooling your place, etc.
The utility bills.
Utility bills.
I mean, the average house in America, they did a study, has 12 windows. And if you put all 12 windows together, the glass is equivalent to 1/4 side of the house. So they said if you did windows, and they put it like a quote, lifetime warranty window, you literally can save 40%. I've had people do 50, 55 if it's a 2-story. and it's an east, especially east-west. Huge difference.
Well, it's a very important reminder, and they have to keep it local. They have to call you and have their houses remade. Really, I mean, with new windows, it's like having a new house. And of course, with a patio cover, it really changes the game in the backyard.
Especially in the backyard. It can take 10 to 12% off the heat underneath it.
Incredible. Pat Doherty, as always, thanks for coming on.
Oh, thank you.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
For more information on windows of Greater Tucson, call 520-488-9469 or log on to windowsofgreatertucson.com.